Okay, so let's talk about Monday morning. Everybody here on Monday morning is talking about Twitter and Elon. But, and actually, on today's show, whatever Carson Daly is on in the morning, they're talking about scams and crypto. So a lot of the news is becoming negative towards crypto. Again, as it pumps. And so we'll see here because, again, I think Bitcoin Miami is supposed to be this weekend, right? Isn't it Bitcoin 2022 Miami or something? All the Bitcoin people are doing their thing. So I know Crypto Chico was really pushing that. You know what, Dragonfire? You are right. Family first. The memories you make today will, oh man, I'm trying, boy. It's tough. It's tough. I love my family. And you guys know as the head of the family, we have a lot as men to help in this day and age because, whew, I'll get into that in scripture, okay? But this point is to talk about crypto. Breaking news. EU seeks to speed up crypto rules and push to tighten sanctions. Now, we're going to move all around this currency war aspect. So, in the aspect of the currency war, and this is what, like, remember, BRICS, China, India, the UK, Russia, all these different currencies and fighting and where they're going with crypto and so forth. Right now, it seems to be the focus is crypto, right? They're going back to cryptocurrency, although 1 in 5 Americans own it. Now they're pushing back to the point where crypto is a scam. They're saying the news this morning on the Today Show, whatever they had when I turned my YouTube TV on, they're talking about how love and crypto scams go hand in hand. People looking for love are also getting scammed in crypto because, I don't know, something about 1990s. My name is the Prince of Nigeria and I'm in love and can you send me money? Like those emails we got from AOL 30 years ago, right? About being a Prince of Nigeria scams and people were sent off. There's no difference here with crypto, guys. Don't send anybody your crypto and your keys. I don't know why I have to say that, but apparently, just like the same people who were scammed from the Prince of Nigeria, emails are the same ones here. So they're using that. But more importantly, they're also now trying to use sanctions to tighten up crypto, right? Because Russia just walked right around all of them when they said, you're not going to use SWIFT, walked around all of them and said, okay, we'll just do crypto. But now Europe is seeking to speed up a push for new cryptocurrency rules amid currencies that the digital tokens could be used to circumvent sanctions on Russia and the invasion of Ukraine. So again, they want to say, we're going to use sanctions to go after Russia versus just not allowing NATO to be in Ukraine. Let's start there. More importantly, we're going to take you off the SWIFT system and show you that we can take your money, the oligarchs' money, and anybody who talks to you, that we're going to move everything out of Russia and then hurt the people. And then we're going to say, well, you can't use the money. And now we don't want you to use crypto or anyone else in the world. We want to control every government's money. So now we have to come down on crypto. So the European Parliament and member states discussed this past Thursday the possibility of shorting the 2-year implementation period for proposed EU rules known as the Markets and Crypto Assets, which is, MiCA, M-I-C-A, during the first round talks to finalize it. When the EU officials proposed shortening the time frame to implement new crypto rules earlier this week, countries included Ireland, Spain, Poland, Luxembourg were open to the idea according to people familiar with the discussion. Okay, now you got the group of 7 allies are concerned that crypto assets could be used by Russian oligarchs to evade sanctions. That's what they're worried about. Oh, well, we want to control your money, but now you're finding ways that we can't control your money. So they're worried about that. In fact, although there hasn't been significant increase in volume of transactions, the European Central Bank and government insist that the regulation would help avoid risk. There hasn't been an increase in crypto transactions through there. That's what they're saying, right? But they're saying, no, we got to push it. They want to push it. So let me show you what I want to read to you. This is this part. This is a crypto oversight, okay? This is a Bloomberg article, by the way. Says, another bone of contention is supervisory architecture. The original plan offered by the EU's executive arm and supported by member states envisioned EU oversight of significant stablecoins. So they want the European Union to look stablecoins as well as e-money tokens based on a single currency. The European Parliament expanded the scope by adding crypto asset services providers under the EU umbrella. The European Commission and member states suggested making the European Banking Authority responsible for the bulk of the supervision, with the Parliament proposed a split. The European Securities and Markets Authority, right? Those two things would monitor stablecoins. Tether, your whatever the BNB stablecoin was. Not, I know there's a stablecoin in there, so I forget. DAO, USDC, your other stablecoins, everything that's a dollar. But then it says here, the EBA would regulate e-money tokens. That's interesting. We're going to have to look into that later. In a parallel debate, 2 European Parliament panels on Thursday backed a proposal that would require crypto transfers to carry information about the identities of payers and payees. Now, this is the currency war aspect. Okay. Again, before I get here, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're here already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every channel is a goal to get 10 likes. That's it. Just for the algorithm. If I get 10 likes on every channel, it makes it harder for them to shadow ban this. Okay, that's why. I don't like asking for likes and shares, but we're trying to get this unshadow banned because this channel is definitely getting shadow banned. And it's weird because I don't have a lot of followers or a lot of viewers. That means the information is good. The information here is good. And, I thank the people who helped me do this, specifically in the Telegram group. If you want to be a New Creation Telegram crony, look up New Creation Cronies. That's the Telegram group. A lot of great information in there. That's where some people drop this in there and get me searching, and they're in there. So I appreciate you guys. It's a great thing to be in there. So all of you, thank you so much for your help on this stuff. So make sure you like, subscribe, do those things so we cannot shadow ban this, because this is important. They're trying to find out who you're paying and who's paying you. Now, we're not talking about your job. So right now, Dragonfire Crypto, AJ, bullish on XRP, my boy Lee, okay, in Houston. If I was to send any of you guys $600 right now in crypto, I have to tell the IRS. In fact, I have to give them your information. And I have to give them my information on that. Isn't that insane? And that's what they're doing here for the Parliament oversight. They're discussing they're going to say it's part of anti-money laundering. $600. $600. So, you know what? What do I pay? I'll give you an example. My insurance bill for my house a month, just insurance for the house, $680. One part of my house insurance, okay? Moderna, that's who I have. I think, or is that the vaccine? I don't know. A Modern or something like that. $628 a month for my house insurance. If I was to give that same amount of money to Dragonfire, every time, I have to let the IRS know. But you know what I don't have to let the IRS know? When I pay them. When I pay for my house, I go on taxes and I doing my taxes. They're not asking me, did you pay a bill that was more than $600 this year? No. They're asking me if I paid somebody else in crypto that much. Do you see where this is going? The EU is discussing as a part of anti-money laundering, right? This is like they're saying, to facilitate criminal transactions. Now it's criminal. Again, they're going back to crypto being criminal. And so when I see this, I wanted to kind of take a back seat and take a step back. And I'm glad I've actually structured this more to 3 topics, right? 3 things now, long some, short some. You got your daily show topic, and then you got new creation. And this is what we're going to go over: currency wars, or why you should care about the global struggle. And I'm going to go, this is from 2020, this article, but there's some things in there that I want to show you of how we are switching and going from new reserve currency, because that's kind of where I've really been focusing on this channel, right, this year, is moving from the US dollar being the world reserve currency power play to it moving over to China and some other ones and devaluing the US dollar and going back to a gold standard across the board, which will go to a CBDC. Now, again, CBDCs for central banks don't change anything from printing dollars to CBDCs. Nothing changes. They can still print an infinite amount of money. The only difference is they can now track everything you do. Fiat cash versus digital cash. The difference is blockchain. They can control it because the number one criminal enterprise is the US dollar. Period. Okay? Let me see what Dragonfire says, and I'll move on. It says EU is going after self-hosted wallets. They want KYC and anti-money laundering. KYC, guys, is know your customer. AML is anti-money laundering. On self-hosted wallets, governments want complete control over us and the money we use. Just a matter of time before North America does the same. I agree. And to see what we're going to do in the future, we have to look to the past. So this specific article, which is actually a class, guys, at Ohio State University. This is not some little article written some random place. This is a class that I found on currency. An actual class that you take tests on and everything. And I almost brought up the whole PDF and did a whole class and used this guy's stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to. This is 2020. It's outdated already. But what's not outdated is this aspect of it. Now let's zoom down. Gold standard here, okay? This thing is long. So I highlighted some things, did a little research, a little prep for you. To use the present day terminology, the gold standard as it emerged worldwide in the 1890s, you see we backed up, 1890s, was itself a tool of the currency wars. So let's talk about how the gold standard is being used as a currency wars, okay? The gold standard in the late 19th century. I hope you guys are ready to learn something today. Here's some fun facts for you. The gold standard in the late 19th century glory days was founded upon and operated by states seeking to work the system to their advantage. So states seeking to work the system to their advantage switched to the gold standard. These states manipulated interest rates to control currency flows and strategically adopted gold as a part of industrial development and military calculations aimed at assuring the most favorable currency and exchange rate for their endeavors. Argentina, Japan, Germany, Russia, the United States, and other countries that rose to power in years before World War I, for example, followed currency policies similar to those of supposed currency warriors today. Rather than aligning themselves with dominant but fading British power, this is earlier before World War I, they used the gold standard to challenge that power. Now let's flip this up. Russia. Let's just change this to Russia, China, Saudi Arabia. You still got Russia there. And another country, and then whatever country this is. Okay? But change British power to United States. That's what's happening right now. I'm going to read just a little bit. Economically, these countries sought to lock in the most depreciated value possible for their currencies, like the ruble is doing right now, right? In Russia, like the Turkish lira is trying to do, like Argentina is trying to do, like China is trying to do, okay? For their industry and exports, right? Industry and exports. So you got import and exports. That's what's happening right now, right? So our dollar goes up based on, or say the Japanese yuan, okay, the value of that goes up to the US dollar. We're going to do basic economics, right? So the Japanese goes up. That means what they buy from the US is cheaper, okay? But what we buy from Japan will be more expensive because our dollar versus their dollar is different. Canada, Mexico, right? So if our dollar's value is less than the British pound, for instance, then the British pound is going to be more expensive to buy stuff from the UK than it is going to be for them to buy from us, and vice versa. So if everyone switches to the gold standard in the middle of this inflation currency war we have right now, with inflation firing up here in the United States and the US dollar as the world reserve currency, things are switching to gold. We saw that with China. We just saw that with Russia, pegging their ruble fiat to gold, which we talked about on Friday, right? We talked about that on Friday. So let's fire down a little bit more and kind of go with the currency war and the Great Depression. So we're at 1890s, and now let's fast forward to 1920, okay? So kind of the same little thing here. We had the year 2000, right? 1998, then 2008, really 1971, the 80s, and then the late 90s, and then 2008, and now we have 2019 in here, okay? So working our way up in that 30 to 40 year period, same for what we had there prior to World War I into the Great Depression. Are you guys connecting those dots with me? Okay. Prior to World War I into the Great Depression. All right. That whole aspect of it, going from the 1971, taking us off the gold standard, to now where Russia has put us on the gold standard 40 years later. That's our timeline. So let's put those two together. The one example that contemporary commentators tend to give as a warning about the dangers of actual currency war happening, or of dangers of an actual currency war happened in 1930s during the Great Depression. Commentators argue that the simultaneousness and at times rapid devaluation of the 1930s, which aimed to boost economic growth, actually worsened or even caused the Great Depression. At the same time, the Great Depression has been attributed inaccurately to trade protectionism. Despite being refuted again and again by economists and historians, this cautionary myth about free trade nonetheless remains popular, what I was just talking about with the trade. Economic historians have regarded devaluation and abandonment of the gold standard in the 1930s as essential to allowing countries to reinflate their economies. Only after countries began to devalue their currencies did they gain the expansionary and inflationary benefits that helped pull them out of the Depression. So what does all that actually mean? They got off the gold standard in America in 1971 in order to inflate everything. Now we have inflated everything. And that inflation is what led to the Great Depression. So taking us off 1971 and now in the Great Depression, instead of us switching to the gold standard, Russia has switched. China has switched. Everybody is moving away. Like we moved away from Britain and the world moved away from Britain prior to World War I. The world is moving away from the United States right now, 100 years later, prior to whatever war we have happening. Will it be WW3? We don't know. But we're on our way there eventually because it's all about currency, world reserve, and power. Okay? So I want to give you some history of that, and then I want to fast forward to what's happening right now. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this was the scam and the crypto fronts, right? They're all saying it's a scam. Bank of England, Europe. Forgot to tell you this earlier. This was definitely from earlier, okay? So this is on here. Bank of England's Andrew Bailey says crypto is the new front line for scams. And then I told you the news was love, right? So just to tell you that. Anyway, this is what's happening right now. Today. Last night, but starting today, right now. Germany, retailers to increase food prices 20 to 50%. Now, who is that really? Why does Germany bother us? Well, Germany doesn't really bother me per se, but German retailers to increase food by 20 to 50% today, that's an issue. Now, I'm not going to tell you till someone hits the like button. I lied. Someone probably just hit the like button. But let's translate this. Okay? Translated that, who is that? Well, Aldi's. Aldi's. I shop at Aldi's. I used to think Aldi's was for the poor people. I'm not going to lie to you. I grew up with not money. I really grew up with no money at all. My mom, when I was 3 and 4 years old, my mom ended up divorcing my dad, who is now passed, not my stepdad, but my real dad, who is now passed. Okay. When they got divorced, when he cheated on her, did whatever they did, she was homeless. Right. My mom is a first generation Filipino. So when my mom left the Philippines and came here with nothing, met my dad, he took nothing from her and left her with nothing even more. We were homeless. So as a child, 3-4 years, my mom was staying in those women homeless shelters, but worked her butt off for the next 40 years as a hairstylist, grew her own business, and I've learned from work ethic from her. But through her, I started shopping at Aldi's, and as I got older, I see, and then as I got healthier, I'm like, man, Aldi's is super healthy. Healthier than Walmart, cheaper than Walmart. Healthier than all these places, but cheaper. And then we come here and we see that Aldi's expecting 20 to 50% to go up. So my dollar banana is now $1.40. My protein bars, my Elevation protein bars that I get, that's $5 a box. It comes with 6 of them. My daughter likes the chocolate chip mint. I like the peanut butter and caramel. Those are about $5 a pop. Now you're looking at $7.50. Oh, that milk that was $3, by the way, that used to be $1, is now $4.50. 20 to 50% purchases up. So now, guys, I know I'm not the only one that thinks about this. Do you pay your $1,500 health bill, or do you go buy groceries? Do you pay your insurance bill for your house, or do you go enjoy your stuff with your family and enjoy family? Do you buy a nicer car to fit in? The answer for me is no. I drive a 2007 Tahoe. That squeaks all over the place. It was good until I drove it all the way down to Texas. But people ask me, why don't you buy a brand new Tesla? What? Because my money, one, I don't want to buy something that's immediately going to depreciate. But right now, for me, it's more important to spend money and time with my family. Because this is what we're seeing. And why am I going here, as we're going to go into the next section here in a second? But I want you to see this. The currency wars are building up between countries, which is causing inflation. The currency wars leads to the gold standard, which Russia just went on last week. The nickel market is up 30,000% and then down 50%, up to $60,000 and now down to $20,000 in a week and a half. They shut the markets down. This is crazy right now. Inflation, right? It's inflation. And I'm going to go into scripture-wise here in a second, so I don't want to lead because I have this broken up into sections, right? I'm going to follow First Squawk real quick. I can't believe I don't follow them. But this is what it is. 50%. And I think this is just insane. You know, like this is German, right? Your tomato is going to go up 4.7% more expensive for a tomato. Your egg, 16.3% more expensive. Your cucumber, 30% more expensive. The butter that Americans love to put on everything, 20.4% better. Oh, the French bread, the baguette, 7% more. Oh, that tomato, 27%. Oh, yeah, that lettuce. This is what's happening. So that McDonald's meal that used to be $1 menu is now $1.50. I don't eat McDonald's, but it's crazy because the cheaper it gets, the worse those things get. And that's what I want to show you. That's the currency war we're at. So when I ask who is winning, it certainly isn't a people. It certainly isn't the American people. It certainly, I don't believe it's people anywhere around the world. I think us as people right now are failing and losing because the government is now in control. People that have been voted in, by the way. And I'm not going to get into laptops and stuff on this show. I don't want to be completely cut off. But that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at, inflation, which is going to lead me into what our scripture topic is for the day. So that was our main topic for the currency wars. You know, it's a great little article, but I think it's really important to understand where we're going and the flip of the gold standard and to look at history to see where we're going. So when Russia and China flipped to the gold standard, just like we did when British was the world power, look what switched. So they don't say history repeats itself, but it sure and heck does rhyme. And this is a rhyme. So be careful. Be careful. I'm going to read this last comment right here, and then we're going to cut this close. We're going to move to the next section. We have Dragonfire says Russia's 3-step program to put a ruble on the golden standard. Yeah. I talked about that. Oh, man. Yeah. Totally. Oh, they must have taken it down. Maybe they didn't. I don't want to yell. Okay, let's do this. I totally 100% spoke about this. That was actually your videos. That was actually what we spoke about on this channel. Here it is. Daily breaking news. Okay. I'm not gonna mute so it doesn't play loud. Okay. This is literally what was spoken about as he said right here. So this was Friday, April 1st, guys. Russia's 3-step program to put the ruble on a gold standard. I spoke about this specifically on Friday. So if you want more details, go check that out. I love doing that. I'm glad you brought that up. Dragonfire Crypto reminded me to do that. So you can see the Russia sanctions, all that stuff right here. So go back and see this. Each thing is connected every day. So go back and watch the daily breaking news next week or when this is done with this, not now, when this is done, and it will connect each other. In the meantime, guys, that's the end of the daily topic, currency war. You let me know, who do you think is winning? I give you my opinion, and it's just one opinion, and it doesn't really matter because there's billions of people out there. Only opinion that matters is God. But for the purpose of this show and social media, what is your opinion? Write it down below, comment, like, subscribe, do the social media thing. Make sure to hit the notification bell at the top to be notified when I go live and when I post. So thank you guys for hanging out on this topic. Let's go ahead and close this topic out and move on. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.